Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Serene Wilkin. Today we're doing something a little bit different. It's an abdominal focused workout, specifically using the tower. I get a lot of questions about how to use the tower for ab work outside the push-through bar. What spring setting, what can you do with the whole tower setup that's a little bit different to engage your core and get a little bit more active in different positions. Today we're exploring some different shapes you probably haven't done before with the tower. Now if you don't have the Allegro 2 by Balanced Body with the Tower of Power, don't worry about it, but pay attention to where I put the spring tension. So if it's near the top, I'll tell you which eyelet I'm using according to my body and where I am on the mat surface. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and begin. First position, we'll be using the roll-up bar here. I've got my 2 short yellow springs near the top eyelet of my vertical part of my tower, not the horizontal. So make sure you're on this side. You're gonna grab outside the hardware. We're gonna begin by warming up the spine, taking a seat just north of the seam in the mat, so a little bit further up the mat. I've got lots of spring tension to help me warm up my spine. I inhale first. As I exhale, I gently push the bar down. I begin to roll the body into a C curve. So notice I'm not all the way back. I take a breath in and I roll back up. I lift at the top. Before we do any advanced work on the tower today, focusing on the core, it's good to focus on the spine mobility. So just pulling your body into a C curve will help each of you get a little bit more of that round position of the lower lumbar, and breathing as you come back, feeling that abdominal engagement start to fire. For 3 more. Lifting up for 2. And up. Our last one together, go ahead and roll back into a letter C. Pause for a moment. Think about a little bit more grounding through the tail itself. Now start to roll your body all the way to the top. Notice where your feet are. You're going to sneak your feet closer to your body. The knees are more bent. Now, for this part of our series here, we're going to be going down to the mat. We roll all the way, keeping the knees where they are, keeping the feet where they are. Roll the shoulders once your head comes to the mat surface. As you breathe out, we're going to begin to roll the body up to a letter C. So from the base, I'm going to stop right about here. Now right here, I've got all that tension. I'm going to warm up my lower abs. As I exhale, I pull one leg in. Inhale, replace. Exhale, inhale. Notice the upper body stays very stable. So you might have done this type of series in a tower class before, but we will be exploring some different movements with the spring tension today. This is just about warming up our shape and getting familiar with using that spring tension and the control of our abs. Inhale, replace. Exhale, lift. Inhale. The eyes are on the top of the tower to keep your head in one spot. Your neck supported here, tucking your chin. And exhale. We have 2 more. Exhale and exhale. Last one each. Lift and lift. We're going to place the foot back down. Begin to roll your body all the way back to where you began. Back to the mat. Deep breath in here. Now, what we're going to do is do little pulses, leaving the feet on the ground. So what we're going to do is lift up as we exhale. Little pulse here. Inhale down 2 inches. Exhale 2. Inhale down. Notice I'm keeping my C curve. I'm just really focusing on how much flexion I can get out of that curve. I'm really rounding through my upper back. We have 5 more. It's an exhale. Inhale for 4. For 3, almost there you guys. For 2, again, this is just our warm up. And last one. We're gonna roll all the way back down to the base. Pause for a moment. Extend both legs long on the mat surface. Breathing in. Now allow your body to be peeled up, head and chest first, rolling all the way through your spine. Reaching, 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 reaching towards your toes. And then as you roll back, start to pull your body down, rounding our spine all the way back. Just 4 more like that. Again, we're still just warming up with our breathing here, warming up with our shape, reaching forward and rolling back and down. Now for some of you, you might notice that your grip on the bar is a little bit hard to keep holding on. I want you to make sure that you've got your thumbs reaching around that, holding on, keeping that tension through the upper body. Last 2 here. Reaching along all the way back. One more time. Very nice. From this position, lift our spines. We're going to come a little bit closer to our tower. Wiggle your tail next to the seam in the mat. Notice how much closer I just moved my body. I'm going to keep my feet placed forward, my knees slightly bent. Now from this position, I'm going to come back into the C curve here. And what I want to do now is just make sure that I can just tilt my body. So I'm tilting towards my right. I'm pushing down with my right arm. I feel my oblique on my right. I tilt my body on my left. Feel the left side. I tilt right. I tilt left. Your collarbones mimic the shape. Your trunk mimics this tilt with the bar. So feel this little fold that's going on each side. Almost there. Fold and fold. Again, we're feeling the obliques in a little side bend, warming up that shape. Almost there. We have 3 and 3 and 2 and 2. One more each and 1. We're back at our center. We're going to pause, lower your whole body back down to that mat surface, extend the legs, and notice where I'm taking them. They're a little bit wider, and they're reaching for the tower itself, but not making contact. From this position, I'm going to go ahead and tilt back to my right side. My right hand, my right side of my body. I'm coming up my right side, slow, slow, slow. I'm coming all the way across to my left. I'm digging down my left side. I come all the way back through my center. Go right side, 2, and over. So notice what you're using here. It's the obliques. We're pulling our body up. Good, almost there. And 4. We're gonna finish 5 on each side. And 5. Notice that control in your spring tension. Now we go the other way. So we go ahead and we tilt here to the right. We go down the right side, across to the left, all the way up. Now notice your hips are grounded in the process. You're focusing on that core, making that shape. And around. Your head does not have to touch down. You can have a little bit of flexion like I am in my upper body. Keep my eyes on the top of the tower. My last one here. All the way through. From that position, go ahead and bring our legs back to bent knees. And then from here, I'm just going to take my body back into another C curve. From that position, tuck your pelvis, draw both legs up to tabletop, squeeze the knees together. The only thing that changes right here, I'm going to feed one leg forward as I breathe out. Everything is stable. Inhale. Exhale, other leg. Inhale back. And just notice as you feed that leg forward, you're still hugging your midline, you're still squeezing your inner thighs, and you're keeping your balance here right on that pelvis. And you reach and you come in, and you reach and you come in. The eyes are at the top of the tower. Breathing as you go. Keep going. Reach and in. Reach and in. Arms are long, stable with the grip still. Hold on to that bar, nice and strong. We have 3 more each. Extend, extend, and 2. Keep going. 2, and 1, and 1. Now glue the knees together. Roll your body carefully down to the mat surface. Keep a hold of that bar. Keep the legs at that tabletop. The bar just comes right to the knees. Notice where my knees are. Now I slowly start to come up, 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 slow and steady. Look at the top of the tower. Hold this little teaser prep at the top. Roll back down. Squeeze the knees together. Head returns to the mat. Go up again. Keep it controlled. Notice how slow I'm moving right here. The tower is really, really an amazing setup to focus on your stability. You've got that surface that's steady, but you're controlling your spring tension. That's the big difference with the tower setup. Rolling down. One more together. We got this. Steady with the arms. I know it's hard. You're doing great. Hold at the very top right here. Now, I'm just going to place one foot at a time, all the way down, extend the legs, and then from there, releasing through my body, release the bar, bend the knees in, flip to the other direction, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Now go ahead and give me just 5 cat-cows. We're going to pull the trunk open to stretch out the core. Exhale to round. Inhale through. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last 2. One more like that. Excellent job. Take a brief rest position, and then we're going to set up for the next group of exercises. Let's come on up to the side, and we will be grabbing our long yellow spring. So with this tension, I want you to bring it on the 3rd eyelet down from the top. If you have the Allegro 2, roughly sternum level. If you need to go a little bit higher for your height, that's okay. Now, if you don't have this exact reformer tower setup, don't worry about it. Just look for about sternum level. Bringing this spring out with me into a tall kneeling. I'll be facing you guys first, and I want to get my knees right under my hips right here. Focus on my tail tucking forward, and then also my right hand first goes in my loop, followed by my left hand on top. From this position, we're not going to be up by our ears. We're going to be keeping our trunk forward here. Push the tension and just hold for a moment. Notice your left side right here is really working to stabilize you. That's the exercise. I know it's very simple. Inhale back in, exhale push. Inhale in, here's 3. Inhale in, 4. Notice your body wants to side bend, but you're not letting that, or your hips shift. If you need to adjust your body on the mat with the amount of tension, that can always be done. And press, and in for 3. For 2, we have one more right here. 1. We're going to go ahead and come back in and pause for a moment. Roll your shoulders from this position. Let's go ahead and take our arms back forward. Now we're just going to lift, we're going to lower and bend in. Push, lift, lower and in. That's a harder version of what we just did. Yes, you're working a lot on your obliques just to hold that position. Here's 4 and in. Here's 5 and in, and 6 and in. Notice it's not a very big lift. It's just right in front of my head. Back down, and 8. Last 2. You got this. Push, up, down, and in. The left side obliques are really talking, and then we're just going to pause and bend back in. What I want you to do from here is release the spring. Draw the opposite spring with the handle into the same setup. So I'm still facing you guys. I have this spring tension now right here. Now I'm adding rotation. Hips are forward. I'm just going to take my body from this position where I'm facing more towards my tower with my body, and I take my arms around. Inhale back. Notice your right obliques right here. There's a tendency to want to bend right here. Keep your body nice and tall, and then back. Keep going. There's some effort. Rotate. This is a tough one, you guys. Focus on all that control with the spring tension. Last one. Come all the way back and just pause for a moment. All right, you guys. Draw your body back to standing. Just check in. Now we'll be using this side spring, tall kneeling, the whole series on the other side. So be facing away from you. Here I go. I'm going to start now my left hand in my spring here in my handle, and I've got my other hand on top. I get my body nice and tall. I start right at my sternum. I push back to the setup. 2, keep going, you guys. Exhale, 3, bracing with my right side this time. 4, keep going. Exhale, 5, 6, 7, good, 8, exhale, 9, and last is 10. Slowly come in, roll your shoulders, take a moment, check in with your hip placement, your foot placement here. Let's go ahead and push forward. Now I'm lifting this time and lowering and bending. 2, lift, lower and bend. 3, up, good. 4, up, keeping the tension on my spring. Almost there, you guys. Brace with your right side for 5. Notice your hips for 4, for 3, last 2, one more right here. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and gently bring our bodies back. We're going to grab the opposing spring and then going into that tall kneeling rotation. So it's the same position where I just was, but I have my opposite spring. And remember, I'm going to take my body from the tall kneeling, arms are long, coming this direction, and my hips still face forward. I come around, squeezing on my left side. So really deep in the obliques today. 2, notice that rotation. 3, go nice and slow, focus on that control. That spring wants to really bounce you back. Almost there, you guys. Last 4 together. Do your best to keep your hips facing forward. Last 2. Last 1. Very nice. Gently come back in. You can walk your spring back to its base and to its start. We'll get ready for the next group of exercises. Next up, we'll be using the roll-up bar again. The placement is the same as what we used earlier, which is at the top vertical eyelet. All I'm going to do is climb inside, facing the end of my reformer. My hands are on the outside of the bar. And now what I want to find right here is just a little bit more of this trunk stability. So similar position we're just in with the tall kneeling. My toes are tucked forward for balance. And I'm just really focusing on the bar placement is going to be right by my sternum level. Now, what I want to think about is keeping the tail tucked, keeping my body stacked, ribs, shoulders, and hips. I push the bar forward as I breathe out. I inhale back in. This is not just a chest exercise, it's actually a core exercise. So right here, it should feel like a plank position. Inhale back, exhale, push, and inhale back. Notice my wrists are straight as I hold that tension. My elbows go out to the side, but they stay low. My shoulders are away from my ears. Pushing forward, inhale in. Almost there, you guys. Keep going. Last 2. One more time, we're just gonna push and hold that position. Now, my wrists are straight and I wanna keep my hips pushing forward. My body has a slight lean, not significant. All I wanna do from here is lift my arms slightly, slightly, slightly as I inhale, 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 just about to here. So eye level, exhale, push the bar down. Continue, keep your tension of your trunk. Inhale up, exhale down. Don't break in that spine. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Notice your legs are working. Notice your trunk is working. Everything just to keep that position of our body as the arms lift and lower that bar. Feel the abdominals brace every time you breathe out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last 3. Last 2. One more time. Very nice. Let's go ahead and slowly bend the elbows, shift the body weight back, untuck the toes briefly, take a seat from where you are, take a deep breath in, full breath out. Excellent. From that position, I'm going to turn it into a half kneeling. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward first. Now from here, what we can do is give ourselves a little bit more freedom because we have a half kneeling, which is more stable. All I want to do is push my body forward again with my arms and hold that position. And then I'm going to lift, lift, lift a little bit higher. I want you guys to lift the arms up, up, up while keeping the spine. Now notice what the arms do. They push the bar back. You're going to feel more oblique on your left side. It's sneaky, but when you're here and you push the arms down, you're really trying to keep that left hip from moving. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 3. Inhale, rise. It's different. Exhale, 4. Right here, brace on the left side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 5. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 6. Almost there, you guys. Last 2. There's some strict effort right here. Last 1. Nice job. Bend your elbows, replace your leg, switch it out for the opposing side. Now I have my left leg forward. I lean slightly forward. I push here, and then I come up, 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 up. I'm stabilizing my right side. I exhale, push. Inhale. Notice what wants to move, right? This is all about stability. Can you provide that stabilization with the tension of the arms and of the spring? And 4. Keep going, you guys. Long arms. Reach, 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 reach. And 5. Lengthen with control. And 6. Keeping our stability. And 7. We have 1 more together. We lift it up. Exhaling, 8. From there, bend in. Pause where you are. Gently remove your bar and replace it back where it lives. Okay, you guys. Next up, we're going to take the same long yellow springs back to those springs. Same setup is fine that we just used. Sternum level. Both of these, we'll be threading them over the knees. So take your loops with you, take a seat, and watch where they live. So they're on the outside of my knee, and I'm just going to hold it with my hands. I'm going to lower my body down. My head is near the top of the frame. And then from that position, as I bring my legs into a tabletop, these loops spin away from me. So this is my first position. Tabletop, legs, hands on top of my knees, lifting up. As I breathe out, I inhale back. Exhale, 2. Inhale back. Exhale, 3. Inhale back. Exhale, 4. Inhale back. Last is 5. Keep the position that you have. Bring your hands behind your head. Create that cradle position. Now from here, lift your toes slightly. Rotate towards your left side. Lengthen at the center. Exhale, pull right side. Lengthen at the center. You don't have to go all the way straight with your legs. Just kind of kick up towards that tower. Inhale, focus on the obliques. Twist. And twist. Keep going, you guys. Twist. Cradle your head, twist. Use that resistance, not just on your hip flexors, but also on the deep core muscles, the bottom of the abs. We got this. The eyes go on the outside of the knee. Keep going. 9, 9, 1 more each, 10, last one, 10. Come all the way back by bending your knees, hug them in towards your chest right here, adjust those loops if you need to. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Okay. From that position, all I want you to do is hold on to those little handles on the side, gently place the feet down, roughly hip distance apart. Notice your pelvis is back at neutral. And from this position, we're just going to come back to some marches before we build on what we just did. We exhale, pull one knee in towards our chest, replace it back down. Other side. So again, you're not moving in the upper part of your trunk, just the knee in. You want to feel that deep abdominal wall kick in. And yes, your hip flexor, which is really important to strengthen. And we lift. And we lift. Keep going. 2 more each side, and then we build. Use your breath. 1 more each side. Amazing. Now the leg movement stays the same. However, we're adding the trunk, hands behind our head. We're going to lift up first. And now as I pull my right knee, I twist and I hold. 1, 2, 3. I lower back. Don't lower your trunk right here. Keep it up. Twist. 1, 2, 3. And back. And 1, 2, 3. Notice there's a little bit more tension you're trying to achieve on the oblique. Lower back. Here's 1, 2, 3, and lower. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Keep your pelvis grounded. 2, 3, lower. 1, 2, 3, lower. Here we go. Last one each side. Last one here. And then lower your foot carefully. Gently come back through your center. Pause right here. Excellent. Now, keep the interlace that you currently have. Both legs are going to come up to that tabletop first. Feel the tension on the lower abs. Adjust the pelvis that you need to have that posterior pelvic tuck slightly up. And now we go head and chest forward. Now, with our legs, we're going to dip slightly forward with those toes. Take some tension off the spring. Exhale, nose to knees. Inhale. Exhale, nose to knees. Inhale. Exhale, nose to knees. You got it. Last 2. 1 more. Lower the feet. Control it down. Lower the head. Take a deep breath in. Check in with the pelvis. Full exhale. These are all sneaky exercises, right? They don't look like a lot, but because you have that added tension, they are very different. Go ahead and draw those legs back up one at a time. Here we go. Same thing. We lift up, we dip the toes, we pull it 1. Dip the toes, we pull it 2. Use your breath out. 3. 2 more times. 4. 1 more time. 5. Gently lower each foot down first. Take a moment and pause. Deep breath in. And a full exhale. Beautiful job, you guys. Okay, very gently what we can do is begin by taking 1 spring at a time off the leg. Be mindful that they are attached to the knees. You can hold on to those and gently roll your bodies up and then place your springs right here. What we're going to do next is grab right in the middle of the roll-up bar that we had earlier. So I have it still at the same eyelet near the top on the vertical sides of the bar. What I want to do first is draw my top leg long, my bottom leg is bent. I'm sneaking my body up the mat surface. I've got my forearm now right underneath my shoulder like that. So what I want to do is find a side plank modification. When I lift my hips up, I hold with my underside of my right, but I also feel my left holding and working with this tension on my arm. And I gently lower back down. Do that again. Lift up. Head with your spine. Lower back. Exhale, 3. Inhale back. It feels different with the spring tension on the arm pulling you that direction. Almost like you get a little bit more effort out of that. Keep going. Here's 6. Keep going. Last 2. 7. And last one is number 8. You're feeling a lot through your right side right here. You're going to lower your hips back down. I want you to reach your other arm on your right, long towards the end of that reformer. Very slowly, here I go. Start to lift into a little side reach here. And I come down with my arm and I reach to the end of my reformer. Now I am using my left oblique. I'm trying to follow this nice clean line of my arm all the way towards that tower. My other arm just kind of walks on the mat, reaching the fingertips long. Keep going. Walk it back. Almost there. Last 3. Side bending that body for 2. And 1. Very nice. Now all you're going to do from here is bend your knees. I want you to take your pelvis back to the center, tilt the knees towards the right side. Your other arm grabs on the outside of the hardware and your other arm as well on the outside of the bar. Notice I'm on the right side of my pelvis. My feet are centered, but my knees are facing the right. I'm coming down this side. Now I'm focusing on my left oblique. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, 3, finish your 8, exhale, 4, exhale, 5, last 3, really focus on that oblique today, 2, your last one, beautiful job. From here, my right hand comes back to the center of the bar. I find my position like I did previously from my side plank, right about here. So here I am facing the opposing side. I'm gonna go ahead and lift the hips up, stabilize using my left. Inhale to tap, exhale, inhale, and lift. Focus on the obliques under your body. Ooh, creating that space between your body and the mat, and the bar is helping you guys lift up a little bit higher. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful job, you guys. Lower back down, and then from this position, we're gonna reach the arm long, and that tiny little side bend. We lift up with the bar. We walk the hand back down, nice and slow and controlled for this side. 2, and all the way back. 3, look for that control as you lower the body with that bar. Don't let that spring tension race you back up. And 5. Last 3 right here. Walking the hand for 2. Steady with your other leg. And your last 1. Very nice. From this position, we bend the knees. They're now facing the left. I'm in the middle of the mat. Hands are on the outside of the hardware. And then here I go for my oblique lift. So I stack my knees, hips are facing forward as much as I can with my trunk, and I do little pulses. 1. Folding out my right side. Exhale, 2. 3. Keep going, you guys. Exhale, 4. Make it small for 4 more. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Excellent job. Go ahead and come all the way back to face center with the same bar and the same spring tension. Just kind of wiggle until you feel like you're right dead center, and then lengthen your legs back out. Let's do a few full roll-ups. Let's roll all the way down. Notice all the work you did in class today, and we lift the spine up. We take it all the way back down. Breathing in at the base, rolling through that spine to come forward, and all the way back. Let the spring tension right now really stretch out that spine from what we did previously. Almost there. And your last one right here. Very nice. Go ahead and slowly let the bar come back in to the home base. And we'll just take a moment right here. Just check in with the body, check in with the spine. Just take a moment, lift the head up. Draw the chin to the chest. Lift the head up. Draw the chin back. Very nice, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me for today's Tower abdominal workout. I hope that you found those exercises a little bit different for engagement of your core, as well as the breathing and the setup that we did. If you guys have questions or comments, drop them in the box below. If you guys are looking to upgrade your current reformer or tower setup, or you need new equipment for your Pilates studio, consider the 5% discount I have with Balanced Body. It does help a lot with those big purchases. It's my full name with phone orders only. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. More info in the description below with that. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.